Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have something that I have waited for quite some time. We have our very first official entry into the Dino Dream Jurassic Park line. This is something that I've been very excited about because I was a fan of Dino Dream from way back. In fact, I think I'm probably the first person to ever review a Dino Dream product on YouTube, and it was something that I just immediately fell in love with because their accuracy, their paint jobs, everything was so spot on, so high quality that I've been a massive fan of Dino Dream ever since the very first figure that I purchased, which was the Raptor in the kitchen. And we now have, again, officially licensed Jurassic Park products coming from them, and there's quite a few on their way. And as you can see, the very first one is the Raptors in the Visitors Center. And look at the box art on this. This is absolutely gorgeous. You know, a lot of the time, even though it kills me, I will end up throwing the boxes of stuff away because I just don't have the room for it. I already have so much stuff here, I don't have the room to keep the boxes. Some boxes I'll keep, you know, if they're special, if it's something that's very limited, just because it's a little bit more unique. But when it comes to box art like this, there is just a 0% chance that I could throw that away. That, you know, image right there of the Raptors on the front of the box, and you've got the gates and the Jurassic Park logo and everything, that is absolutely as stellar as it gets when it comes to box art. Just incredible all around. And on top of that, we've got a little number up here, and I don't know if that number is the number of my product, if that's the number of the limited edition, but I kind of feel like that might be the case. You also have the JP30 logo down here because Dino Dream acquiring this license is because of the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, I believe. And then here on the side, you've got the really nice palm trees with the sunset. You've got the Dino Dream logo down there on the bottom. And then if you actually look up here at the top, you again have the Jurassic Park logo. But if we look at it down here on, well, technically not really down here, but if we look at the back of the box, you can basically see some images of the models and everything, get an idea as far as what they look like and what bases they would go on and everything. And it just looks super, super cool. And it actually tells you, just so you know how incredibly accurate these are, if you read this little part right here, it tells you that the model was designed by scanning the original prop from the film, the 1/5 scale prop model. So that's super impressive again, and also really cool to know that you are getting about as accurate of a Jurassic Park Velociraptor as you'll ever find. So I'm beyond hyped. Let's pop this box open and check them out. So first of all, as soon as you get the box open, you've got a really cool, what appears to be a card, and it again has 406 here. So I'm really starting to think that maybe that is the limited edition number, and if that is the case, that is really neat that they actually include that on the card itself. But the card again shows off that absolutely awesome artwork that we had on the front of the box. I honestly would not mind having a massive poster of that. And then here on the back, you can again see Dino Dream. So that is a really cool addition to this set. And it's also in like a little plastic slip. You can pull the card out if you choose to, but I don't really feel the need to do that. I like it in the slip. It's nice and protected then. And then we've got the very first base, and you can see the base has kind of like a nice little visitor center floor look to it, and it also has some of the scattered bones that, of course, we would have seen, you know, dropping from the display right as this whole scene was taking place. And we also have the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary logo down here. Super high quality, really impressive base. And then the Raptor that I believe goes with that base is this one, and man, that is absolutely incredible. Like, without even taking any further of a look, I can tell you this is the best, or probably both of these are the best Jurassic Park Velociraptors in my collection, because that sculpt looks great, that paint looks great, it is just on another level of beauty. And there's a peg right there on the foot. We've got to slide into the base. And I missed it because I can't see it from back here. There we go. We got it on there. And I really was excited about this Raptor because, let's reposition the camera. I always loved that pose of the Raptor, and Iron Studios had released one quite a ways back, and I missed it. And I've just been kind of kicking myself in the butt ever since because I didn't get the Iron Studios version. No longer do I need that version because this one is so much better than anything that Iron Studios could produce. Then we've also got the other base here, which you can see is pretty similar to the first Raptor we had taken a look at. You've got the logo and everything again, just like we saw on the first base. Some more little bits of bones, and then the peg for our Raptor. But there is actually also an extra piece that goes to this, as we have this, which looks to be some vertebrae that is included just as like a little extra, I think, to kind of put back here behind the Raptor somewhere. I'm not really sure if there's a specific spot for it, but we also have the Raptor, and again we've got another really cool pose for the Raptor, as this is basically when the Raptors are just about to charge, and then the Tyrannosaur, of course, Rexy, pops through and grabs one of them, and it's again really cool looking. Like, they absolutely did a phenomenal job on not only, again, the sculpt, considering this is, again, a scan of the original prop, but look at the paint jobs. The paint jobs are so spot on, so perfect. Dino Dream has always had great paint apps, but I feel like the paint apps of these Raptors are probably the best paint jobs I've seen from Dino Dream so far. So there are our two Raptors now, placed on their bases and looking absolutely awesome. But, of course, the thing we want to do right now is jump to a closer look at them. Even though I just put them on the bases, we're going to pop them back off and jump to a closer look at both right now. So starting here with the first of the two Raptors, look at that paint job. That is absolutely insane. Like, this looks like the type of paint job you would get if you sent it out to a paleo artist and paid them a mountain of money to paint the figure for you. The paint is just that ridiculously beautiful looking. But you can see, again, when it comes to the head sculpt of a Jurassic Park Velociraptor, it looks exactly like the Jurassic Park Velociraptor. You've got the mouth sculpted in an open position on this one, and actually on both of them, giving them a nice ferocious look. You can see the teeth look great. You've got the inside of the mouth looking really nice, nicely painted tongue and everything in there. There's actually quite a bit of variation of color on the inside of the mouth, which is also super impressive. But you've got really nice variations of browns and just tons and tons of color through the course of the Raptor. And you've also got those really nicely painted eyes. You've got that slit-like pupil, again, giving them that very eerie look like you see in Jurassic Park. Even some extra color variation here on the lower jaw. Just tons of really nice, really high-quality paintwork. And if you lead up here to the top of the head, you can again see some of those lighter variations of almost like very light yellowish sort of browns creeping through all of the areas of the darker coloration up here, and you continue to see that as you move through the course of the Raptor. You've got a really nice positioning here for the head and neck as the Raptor is just about to lunge in and try to take down Alan and everyone at the end of the film, and you can see again how nice the detail looks. Like, it is exceptionally vibrant sculpt and detail. So the actual quality of the model itself is as high quality as the actual paint job is. As you move down, you can see all kinds of creasing and everything here in the neck, considering the positioning of the head. And then as you lead down into the body, you just have, again, variations of like browns as well as blacks showing up here sporadically through the course of the body. You can see the shoulder blade right there. As you move down into the arms, you can see some muscle definition. You can also see that, again, we have those very long, creepy, alien-like, if you ask me, arms, because they look very alien to me. But just generally the extended, long, thin look of the arms of the Jurassic Park Velociraptors was always quite creepy. But you can see how the Raptors are again positioned here from the front. You've got the hands held up here as the Raptor was about to dive in and gain itself a meal. You can look at the fingers and everything here from the opposing side. Nice scoots down the fingers. You've also got really nice looking nails. Again, they're painted perfectly, looking genuinely sharp, so they're as lifelike and realistic as it gets. And the same can be said there for the teeth. They look also genuinely sharp. As you move back here into the stomach region, you can see some skin wrinkles and stuff there leading off of the thigh. You've also got lots more color variation, as you have tons of it here on the Raptors in this set. You've also got kind of like some striping picking up here running along the spinal column of the Raptor. As you move down into the thigh, you have some nice muscle definition. Exceptionally well done paintwork yet again as you move through. You've got a little bit of striping leading down the thigh. You can see the kneecap as well as the calf muscle there. Again, more very subtle additions to the paintwork as you move down. Extremely nice looking paintwork here moving down into the foot. Again, they've done a great job of applying like washes and stuff to really make the detail pop. And you can see how the sickle claw is up, but it's not really like attacking. But then when you go over to this foot, you can see how the toes are leaving the ground and the actual claw is lifted up as it's about to lunge forward. Really like that little addition to the model. And then as you lead out, you again have the really nice looking sculpt here for the tail. Nice striping effect as you move out, and you have a really nice, really long tail as you lead out the length of the Raptor. And as you move along the underside, again, incredible paintwork. There's even variation of color here on the underside of the Raptor. This thing is just honestly unreal. Like, I had my hopes set pretty high for this release, but this has far exceeded my expectations. Like, man, are these ever good. These are, again, miles better than even your usual Dino Dream products, and that is really saying something. But you can see, again, everything looks great over here on this side as far as the appearance goes, the positioning, the sculpt, the fine detail, the paint, all looks pretty similar because the Raptor is kind of, facing straight forward, slight kind of curve to the body. The only big time difference over here is the fact that the leg is leading as opposed to the leg trailing on the opposing side, and you can see how the toes are lifting up off of the ground. Again, exceptional looking paintwork, exceptional looking detail as you move through, and then you lead out again into that really nice tail sculpt that does have a pretty nice curve to it. Then for this one, we also have the, part of the skeletons that are displayed in the visitor center, and even this actually has some really nice paintwork and nice detailing to it. Like, there's actually some variation of color here to this, so that as well, again, looks very high quality, very realistic, looks absolutely like a piece of the skeletons that we see in the visitor center. So really nice addition to the base. And then again, the base itself has that visitor center floor look to it, which perfectly, in my opinion, replicates the visitor center floor as you move through. And then you've got the Jurassic Park, again, 30th anniversary logo right there, as well as some little pieces of bones here kind of scattered throughout. And then the underside, we can see Raptors in the visitor center, again, Dino Dream. And you can also see that it is the limited edition number. So we have 406 of 3,000. So that tells you that there's only 3,000 overall. So if you do want one of these, I would really recommend grabbing this, because once people start to see how nice this looks, I can see this going crazy and selling out very quickly. And then we've also got the crouching version of the Raptor, and you can see again, we've got a really nice look, just like the other one here for the face. Very ferocious look here on the face of the Raptor. The mouth is wide open as it's about to come in for a nice bite to eat. I love the nice color variation there on the inside of the mouth of the Raptors. That looks so nice. Really high quality again, and same deal for the paintwork, especially when you look at the teeth. The teeth are really small, but they're painted to absolute perfection. You've got a really nice looking eye yet again, and I don't know how good the camera will focus if we get really close. Apparently not too well, but there is some nice detail within the eye itself, which is also really nice to see. But again, as you move through, the detail looks great. You've got the nice creasing and everything here in the neck, similar to what we had seen on the first Raptor, but the paintwork is honestly amazing on this. Like, to say they nailed the coloration of these Raptors like I've never seen before would be an understatement. They look, honestly, so good. Like, I would say pretty much perfect, like the animatronic Raptors, I believe, or had this exact type of coloration, and they just completely perfected it here. You've got the spinal column here moving along the back of the Raptor. Again, the arms are held in that position where the Raptor has its arms spread apart right before it kind of lunges in. You've got a nice tilt to the head right there, looking super cool. Again, the very long, eerie arms of the Raptors. I don't know, ever since I was a kid, the length and the appearance to those arms and how thin and weird looking they were just always creeped me out. So it's something that's just always stuck with me. But you can again see that the paintwork and everything leading out onto the arms and hands and everything looks great. And the nails yet again have that genuine sharp look to them. You can see the leg on this side is very much so leading here as the opposing leg is trailing, as the Raptor is crouched about to jump in for a kill. Again, all of the detail there on the legs looks great. You can kind of make out the hip bone. Very nice looking skin texture, as well as muscle definition moving down the leg. And again, all kinds of variation of color. And then you've got a really beautiful foot sculpt. Again, look at how vibrant that detail is. It just pops on the sculpt so nicely. You've got the sickle claw there, and you can again see that we do have the dew claws and everything. Nice wash you can really see present on the figure, especially on the inside of the opposing foot. And then we lead out to the length of the tail. You can see the tail yet again has a really nice curve as it leads up, and also a slight curve toward the dinosaur's left. And then if we take a look at the opposing side, again, this thing is an absolute masterpiece. And the fact that I was at one point a little bummed about missing the Iron Studios version, that is no longer the case, because this is in the same positioning as that Iron Studios release, because it's obviously like a classic pose of the Raptor from Jurassic Park. I honestly don't know that it gets more classic than this exact pose, but Dino Dream absolutely knocked this out of the park in a big, big way. And you can see again, no need to ever be worried about getting that Iron Studios version as far as I'm concerned anymore, because that one cannot compete with this one. But you can see again, everything looks incredible here on this side. You've got the toes leaving the ground as the Raptor is just about to jump. And again, all the variation of color you would want to see and expect to see on a Jurassic Park Raptor, as well as the incredible detailing and paintwork here of the underside. And then again, we've got the base. So you can see the base this time has a bone. The other bone kind of just sits on the base. This bone is part of the base, so it does not come off. You can also see another little part right there. And then again, some little tiny scattered areas of what appears to be like fragments of bone and stuff here as you move through. And then you've also got the peg there to hold the Raptor, the really nice visitor center floor, and again, the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary logo. And just like with the other one, when you look here at the underside, same style of the underside, again, giving us the limited edition number yet again for this release. So absolutely blown away by this release. This is definitely the best Dino Dream release so far, in my opinion. I have never seen quality like this on a mass-produced, officially licensed Jurassic Park product. This is honestly unbelievable. I also like that the Raptors can go next to each other and look really cool, but they can also kind of go like one behind the other, and they fit perfectly. You can see they fit really nicely, so that's a great way to display them as well, even though the floors don't really match up or anything. But as far as a size goes, for a length on the crouching Raptor, from the snout to the tail, you are looking at about the 9.5-inch range, or around 24.5, actually more like 24 centimeters. For a height, the highest point would be the tail. If we actually measure it on the base to the top of the tail, about 5 inches, or around 12.5, closing in on 13 centimeters. And then for a length on the other version of the Raptor here, let's actually just move this over and bring this one in a little bit so it's kind of in screen better. But for a length on this Raptor, from the snout to the tail, about 9 inches, maybe a little hair over, because this one kind of has its head held back. And again, the positioning of the Raptors is what kind of differentiates the size here, or the length, I should say, or about 23 centimeters. And then just like with the other one, for a height, the highest point is the tail. This one's got its tail in just shy of 6 inches, or about 15 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line next to our Dino Dream Velociraptors. That Colovosaurus is absolutely about to die, as it looks like the Raptor is coming in for a kill shot there in the neck. But you can see again that these are really quite nicely sized. They are not huge, but they're not small. They're honestly a perfect, very impressive size. But if you do have any of the older Dino Dream Velociraptors, you're already going to have a pretty good idea of the size of this Raptor, or I should say these Raptors, because they are the same scale as the previously released Raptors. We've also got a Mattel Velociraptor and Mattel Dilophosaurus here. The Dilophosaurus is also about to die, but you can see we put the Mattel Raptor there next to the Dino Dream one, just to kind of give you an idea of how similar they are in size. The Dino Dream ones are definitely a bit larger than what you get for a Mattel Velociraptor. And then again, 3 more random comparisons, as we have a Schleich Diabloceratops, who is also about to die. We've got a Safari LTDU Tyrannus, and a Collect Day Deluxe Dimetrodon here next to our Dino Dream Raptors. And then we've got the comparison I was honestly most excited to see, because we have the Raptor in the Kitchen from Dino Dream, which had released quite a ways back, next to the newest Velociraptors from Dino Dream. And you can see again what we are talking about when it comes to them being similar in size. They're definitely the same scale, definitely the same type of size. It's also really cool to see these here, because now if you happen to have the Raptor in the Kitchen from Dino Dream, that means you've got the classic trio of Velociraptors from Jurassic Park. We have all 3 of the Raptors that were seen in that film, and that makes it even cooler, I think, now to have these 2 newest from Dino Dream. You can also see, again, Even though the Raptor in the kitchen from Dino Dream is absolutely as stellar as it gets when it comes to the quality of the sculpt and paint, you could see that the newer ones actually somehow look even better than the older ones. So super impressive to see all three of these together. So these brand new Jurassic Park 30th anniversary officially licensed Jurassic Park Dino Dream Velociraptors are awesome. Like, I honestly could not give something a higher recommendation, a higher rating than I would give these Raptors, because they are on another level of beauty. The sculpts, of course, considering they are scans of the original prop, you know they're going to be awesome. You know they're going to be high quality. The detail's going to be there, and it absolutely is. They look incredible when it comes to not only the fine detail, but the general appearance. Again, looking exactly like Velociraptors that just crawled straight out of the screen of Jurassic Park. But on top of that, the actual quality of the model itself is also really well done. Like, it's very high quality, extremely crisp. And the thing I think I was most interested in is how good the paint apps would be, because you can always look at a prototype, and, you know, specifically, like I was speaking of Iron Studios earlier, they always deliver incredible prototypes, but I feel like their actual final product always falls flat when it comes to the actual paint, whereas with these, they look just as incredible as the prototypes did. Like, there hasn't, in my opinion, been any type of a decline in quality when it comes to the paintwork, and that is truly impressive to me, because that's not something you see very often. The actual paint jobs of these, again, perfectly replicate Jurassic Park Velociraptor. Specifically, the animatronic version, I believe, is what they look the most like. From the, you know, video and stuff that I've seen and images of the animatronics, I feel like they really capture the coloration of those Raptors. But again, there's just so much variation of color. They've done a great job of adding in some nice washes and everything, just to bring them to life in the most realistic and faithful way possible to what we see in Jurassic Park. On top of that, we've got two really cool bases. I love the bases because, again, they kind of recreate the floor of the visitor center, and that's always awesome because this is meant to be the Raptors in the visitor center. You can clearly see the poses of both Raptors are from what we see at the end of the film in the visitor center, again, right as the Raptors are just about to pounce in and kill everyone, and Rexy breaks through again and, of course, takes them down. But you can see again that the poses look great, and the fact that they are given that kind of visitor center floor is also awesome. And then, of course, the addition of the bones is great. The bones themselves are also painted really nicely, very high quality, and the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary logo is just that added extra bit of awesomeness. So if you are interested in grabbing yourself a set of these, and I highly recommend doing so, I will include a link in the description to where I grabbed mine from, which would be Lana Time Shop. So make sure you head on over, purchase yourself a set of these, because for two Raptors, the price point of about $150 for two Raptors this high quality, that is a steal. So I will again include a link in the description straight to the listing for this set on Lana Time Shop. Grab it before it sells out, considering it is a limited edition. That's definitely something that's possible to happen in the not too distant future. So grab yourself this set, and also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.